Hey guys, Mrs. Devlin here. I miss you. We are currently almost done with our second week of PSSA testing at school. Yes. However, I have not seen you in quite the while because of that. I have my last day of testing today, so I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that I'm thinking about you, and I wanted to make sure that you guys understood what you're supposed to be doing. First off, kudos to those who have emailed saying, hey, I don't understand the PSSA calendar. That can be a hard thing to admit sometimes, and I'm really proud of you for that. However, guys, I need to see consistent work to make sure you're understanding what's necessary. And quite a few of us have chosen to not do work during the PSSA period. And that's an issue that I'm concerned about. Because if you are not testing, guys, if you are not testing, you're doing work on a daily basis for your classes, okay? So what I wanted to do today, because I've missed both live classes this week because I've been helping with testing, is I wanted to highlight for you guys what each of you needed to do. And again, this is going to be for Wednesday, April 20th. We should all be pretty gosh darn familiar with this calendar now. But please remember that it is based on your testing site. So if you're one of my kiddos in Newcastle, Towanda, North Philadelphia, Gettysburg, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Reading, Erie, Frackville, or Greensburg, you have been working with Calendar 1. If you are not at one of those sites, you should not have been working at Calendar 1. Moving onwards, if you are testing this week, so if you are my Altoona, Bethlehem, Monroeville, Uniontown, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Bradford, or Scranton folk, you are using this calendar, okay? So you should be familiar with it. And last but not least, if you're one of my kiddos testing in Du Bois and you haven't had any testing yet, you should be following the final calendar. Guys, I can't say it enough, and I feel like I've said it 40 billion times. Follow the testing calendar based on your testing site. If you don't know your site, or if this calendar is confusing you, I'm happy to help you with it. But you gotta let me know, guys, okay? So here's what you should be doing for Wednesday, April 20th, in all of the testing sites. So if you've been following Calendar 1, again, if you're from Newcastle, Towanda, North Philly, Gettysburg, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Reading, Erie, Frackville, or Greensburg, this is your calendar, friendos. And you should be on Lesson 14.4 today. Let's take a look at that together. For Lesson 14.4, we are looking at Canada. I believe that is the Canada Day 2 lesson, so let me go ahead and pull that up for us. And let's see what we're doing. For Canada Day 2, you are completing your reading on Canada. You are reading on page 3, starting with customs, and then finishing the reading on page 5. So it looks like if we go to our reading for my first group, you are starting with customs and going to the end. So you're going to learn about Canadian customs, Canadian life, and even Canadian society. After you do that, you're completing a map activity for the day. Please know that you do not have to color in the provinces. Those I don't need you to worry about. Please just make sure you follow the directions for the map activity, okay? So if you are on my first calendar, which means you are testing in those sites listed here, I'll highlight them here for us, that's what you should be doing today. If you are testing on April 19th or April 20th, guess what? You're at testing today, so you shouldn't be worrying about much. If you are one of my kiddos who tested at Monroeville or Pittsburgh, you're going to be doing Lesson 14.4 today as well. And in Lesson 14.4, we're going over Canada and doing that map activity that I just mentioned, okay? If you are on my final PSSA calendar, which means you're testing in Du Bois, you are on Lesson 14.6. Let's take a look at that together. All right, so if you are on this one, you are learning about the United States. It might seem a little funny, right? Like, what are you talking about, Mrs. Devlin? I live here. But you're going to be learning about the United States. I've included a reading screencast here for you to help you out, and a couple videos too. So that's if you're doing 14-6. So again, this calendar existed to kind of show you guys exactly where you should be on the PSSA calendar. If you need me, I'm right here, guys. Contact me, okay? I promise I want to help you. I'm just concerned that some of us aren't asking questions on our PSSA calendar. Remember, if we don't ask questions, we won't get anywhere. And I want you all to do well, okay? So, have a wonderful, wonderful week, guys. I hope you're rocking it if you're one of my kiddos out at testing this week. And I will see you next week, okay? See ya.